Hi, my name is Tosi, and I'm the co-host of the podcast PSO Chat with Ladies. Thank you. Hello everyone, I'm Vera, your co-host on the podcast PSO Chat with Ladies. Hi everybody, welcome to today's episode of PSO Chat with Ladies. And I'm so excited we're starting this. My name is Tosin, and with me here is my co-host, who is
Veronica. Hi, everybody. Good evening.
Hi. And then we have with us our very own PSO.
Thank you. I'm saying. I just hope I'm not in for a soup this today. My name is SEGUN, ODUYEBO, as people would like to call me, PSO, abbreviation for Pastor SEGUN.
Okay. Thank you so much for coming.
Thank you.
All right. So today we're going to be talking about cultivating meaningful bonds with other women. And we're going to be talking about a lot of subjects ranging from relationships to business and also to family. And what other topics are we having?
We're talking about friendships as well, and women eating women, and women not being able to live with other fellow women. You know, all this, I can't with that, I don't want to do this one with that, she's the woman, I don't want to, all that kind of things. We are trying to work around it and see how women can actually cohabitate with other women and try to navigate their relationships.
So if I get to where you are talking about women drama.
Yeah.
Yes, all right. Exactly. But a good kind of drama.
Yeah. Yes.
All right. So
You know, you guys make it up. You guys make it so loud. Well, the reality, when we were conceiving the idea of PSO chats with ladies, just an abridged version of PSO speaks to ladies. I just have this body for women. I don't know where it's coming from, but I know certainly that they must have been inspired by the Lord to speak to issues about women and speak particularly to women on how to solve their personal and then group issues. And I believe that this subject that we are discussing about today is very important because oftentimes you'll find two women find it difficult to stay together. And, sometimes you hear women say, I can't work with this or that woman. Put three women in a group and then you have a lot of you want to create a big trouble, put 5 women in the same room and leave them there for the next 12 hours. You can be sure that there will be one thing or the other that will come up. And so I'm excited about this topic. So as I hear you people, then we can begin to look, because I know that the ultimate end of these charts today will be to see how to empower ladies with the capacity that under every circumstance they can be able to cope with other women and actually be healthy. So that's so I'll listen to you as you ask questions.
Okay, thank you. So I guess I'm going to start with the first question.
Okay.
So I want to say that in a world where sometimes, the world is already competitive, and I would say that there might also be some biased competition against women. So how do we go about having authentic connection with other women? Is it a thing of personality, or it has to do with? Does it have to do with the way women are wired?
No, you said something now that is authentic connection. Authentic connection. I think the problem actually starts from the way you women actually process things. Women are more intuitional, more emotional in orientation. There's a mixture of logic and emotion in the way you people reason, and in the ratio, maybe you would say 90-10, maybe 10% logic, 90% emotions. And that's not necessarily bad in itself, especially when it is balanced. And that's why we say for men that are wise that they shouldn't really just conclude that because women think intuitively, which otherwise we call emotionally, means that, you hear some men will say something like they don't have sense. I don't believe that women do not have sense because they have tendency to reason intuitively maybe I should use that word. I think it's an aspect of life that God has designed a woman for that makes you guys able to sense some danger from afar by intuition. You may not be able to explain it by logic why ABC. So I always tell people that are around me that if your wife tells you that your friend, be careful. If that woman is not frivolous, you need to pay attention. Because if you ask a woman, oh, why did you hate her? Why did you say she may not be able to give you any logic, but she might be able to perceive a long-term danger because of the way you guys are wired. However, that's supposed to be strength is also now the weakness because depending on the upbringing, the background, the experiences that a woman faces, our emotions can then become a problem. And so you'll find out that in reasoning, in interacting with other women, there's challenge. You know, if a woman is interacting with a man, you have positive and negative. So it's like the man is reasoning logically, the woman is reasoning intuitively. So the conflict is not very high. But when you now have two people reasoning emotionally, then it becomes a major problem. You know, it's easier for two people to reason logically and not. I mean, they will just argue it out there and then. But when two people reason emotionally, the challenge will be that they find issues where there are no issues, and that's actually where the problem is. Well, it's more of the way you are wired. But I think instead of just saying the whole problem is on the way you are wired, maybe we should rather say, which is one of the reasons for this program, is maybe we should rather say that many women need to develop themselves in their makeup. You know, when you understand how you're wired and how to use yourself, the better for you. I think the issue is that many women are not matured in womanhood, in knowing how to appreciate the fact that you are intuitive in nature, in the way you reason, and then knowing also that you cannot use that alone to run life. You know, you cannot just live by how you feel part time and all of that.
So, sir, when we're talking about the business space now,
Yeah.
how do you think a fellow woman could relate with another woman when it comes to business? We all know when it comes to business, like that woman, I'm not buying things from her. When it comes to one like this, everything just cut out. Like, I mean, no, I'm not buying this one and that one. So, how do you think a woman can manage business? Because women like dealing with dealing when it comes to business, fellow men, they're like, he's a man, you understand, you do this one, you don't understand. But that woman, me and that woman, never. So,
You see, again, it comes to the same point. You know, in life, perception is key.
Yeah, that's true.
And perception has to do with how you see things and interpret what you have seen.
Okay.
You know, how you interpret your experiences and what you're looking at. And so you have perception for almost everything. And one of such is your perception about business transaction, your perception about money, your perception about relationship with your customer. You know, relationship with customer is different from relationship with a neighbor. Okay. So when it comes to relationship with a customer or business relationship, let's put it that way, not too many women are emotionally intelligent enough to understand that you cannot put too much of your emotions into business. And I think that's where the problem is. Okay, so
You feel like, Jesus, this is my baby. And women take business as babies.
and you see, as much as you want to take it as baby, the good part of a business is meant to be more logical. And so there is a lot of reasoning that has to come into play. While you need some measure of emotions in it must be positive emotions. Very little negative emotion should be brought on board when it comes to business, because see, when you bring negative emotion, you actually bring in a negative energy. You know, emotions like anger, emotions like irritation, and you are wearing it on your face and all that. You see, either you like it or not, people are going to do things that will irritate you. either you like it or not, people are going to do things that will get you angry.
Mhm.
But you've got to ask yourself, if I am in business, if I am in business,
Mhm.
then it means that all kinds of people will come.
Okay.
Now, am I ready to deal with all kinds of people? If you're not ready to deal with all kinds of people, then you are not in business. Because there is no way you can decide how other person should behave. You can't write that out. Maybe you might be able to do a little of that if you are paying them. But you can't even do all of that if you are paying them. It doesn't matter how much you are a boss.
Mhm.
You still cannot predict or predetermine absolutely how your staffs will behave. Yeah, you can create an organizational culture. This is how we act here. This is how we behave here. But you cannot absolutely. So, in situation where you can't absolutely decide how other people will react to you, act or react to you, then you've got to predetermine how you are going to respond when situation. I've met women who just flare up at the slightest provocation. Some they are not even provoked. It's just the fact that they share different views. You know, with a customer, a client is talking in this direction, and then you just feel that, oh, I don't agree with that client and that, and then it becomes a problem, and then you hear the woman shout on top of her voice, and then somewhere we even say, I don't care, even if you are going to bring the billions here, take it elsewhere. You know, so but sometimes you even find out that the cause of this business conflict for women most of the time is sometimes even slight ego clash. You know, a woman sees another woman well dressed, another, and then she's already thinking in her mind, okay, she's coming here to oppress me or impress me, or things like that. And it might have nothing to do even with the commodity or the particular object of transaction. It's just the fact that an impression, the woman just looks at another woman and then she forms an impression as the other woman comes in and all of that. And then that will determine the attitude. So, I've been in situations where, I see another woman coming and then you see this other woman who is supposed to respond properly and they say, hey, yes, what do you want to buy? Yes. So the attitude is not even friendly, not welcoming and all of that. And then the other person is saying, have I known you before? We have not met before. So why are you acting to me like this? I don't want to buy, go away. So, but when you objectively analyze what was going on, you will come to a conclusion. It's just perception. She probably just look at that other woman and in her mind just make a conclusion. Okay, she wants to be this and all that. Then there's this other factor that we must also put in, which is the issue of, you women, you have a lot of hormonal ups and downs. And all
Thank
of
you very
that.
much.
And then sometimes, a woman is moody, and then sometimes she wants
Mood
to
swing. You
talk.
call it mood swing.
Okay, mood swings. Okay,
Thank you.
and so the impact of that on another woman, it's so funny that even though mood swing happen to most women, most women don't understand with other women when it happens. You see, it's easier
Okay.
for men to appreciate that, okay, something is wrong here. But another woman says, what's the nonsense about another? Have you ever seen women who are pregnant before and then they have all of their ups and downs?
Yes.
The people that react against them most are women.
I don't totally agree with that.
Okay.
Yes.
Oh, well,
You
I
know,
agree.
You see,
Yes.
most often than not, you see, it is women that will say,
I agree.
what is doing her? She's the first person that will have this.
Well,
You see, that's not to say you don't have other women who show empathy.
exactly.
No. I'm not saying. When I said most, I didn't say all.
All right.
And that's why I started at the beginning by saying that it takes maturity. It takes women who are mature to be able to box how they feel to handle. Let's take for example. Okay, no, we've not gotten there. We'll come there. We're still on this because I wanted to digress to issue of mother-in-law.
Oh, Jesus.
But let me allow you to.
Oh,
Well,
okay.
simply put, in business terms, I believe that women can do well with women if they will learn to tame their emotions and not allow their emotions to override. And that's why you find out that in the boardroom, over the years, I've had people shout, oh, men are not giving women room to come into the boardroom, blah, blah, blah. Can I be honest with you? From my experience and interaction, I think we don't have too many strong women, too many matured and strong women. So there's still a lot of work to actually grow women to be matured and strong. If you put 10, maybe you'll find 3 or 2. Do you get what I'm saying? And so, and you know, the danger is that when you come to a certain level, it's not so much of emotion. So when you bring too much emotions there, they get you out. And you will find out that when women find themselves at the upper level, Richard, when women find themselves at the upper level and it's women to women, a lot of issues. So it will take strong women to actually break those people. And when I'm talking about strong women, I'm talking about women who have grown enough to master their emotions and not allow their emotions to rule them. And I think that's where those dynamics play out in the place of business. And that makes it look like, okay, women find it easier to do business with other women. And then it's just going emotions.
Okay. All right. So I keep hearing master your emotions, strong woman, being able to regulate yourself. So I want to ask, how long does it take for me to learn how to regulate this thing? I think something like that, like, okay, I'm 3 years old and you are crying, like, don't cry, strong woman, don't cry.
Yes, no, we don't do tears.
But even strong men cry. So I don't agree that strong men don't cry.
Or is it kind of, why can you allow a old guy to do that? We have to go back. Go back.
Okay, well, I think when we're talking about women mastering their emotions, growing up, getting mature with their emotions, I think it all comes to this point of understanding thyself. You know, there are no two persons that are the same. The emotional outburst of each woman, or maybe I should say the threshold, the elastic limit for each person is not the same. And what you want to do is first know yourself as a woman. It's such a pity, and it's sad to acknowledge that most women really don't know themselves, sincerely.
No, that's true.
Yeah, most women don't know themselves. And there is a tendency for an average woman to define herself by her circumstances, by validations of other people, by her upbringing, and some other external factors. But when you see women, and I've met a number of them, when you see women who have come to know themselves, and I'm not talking about pride, because see, again, you see some ladies, they will say, I know myself, I'm self-confident, I'm self-assertive, and they are just a bunch of pride because what they exude is very irritating and smelly. But when you see a woman who has been able to know herself, she knows her strength, she knows her weakness, and she knows how to balance and even out. And so when she's interacting with you, she's not going to get into the mud. You know, even if you're trying to drag her into the mud, she knows enough not to drag herself into the mud, you know, and all of that. She knows how to give the response and what kind of response to give her. That doesn't mean she's not angry. That doesn't mean she's not irritated, but she's not responding. She's not reacting to the external situations. Rather, she's responding. An average woman reacts. You know, before an average woman thinks, you know, she's already reacting and all that. But when you see women who have actually mastered themselves and all that, they have mastered that art. They may not be there 100%, you know, but they master the art of reigning over themselves, as it were. And so it has nothing to do with age. It has a lot to do with the decision and determination to be a matured woman. You know, when you see matured women, even the way they handle their husband, you will know, because they are matured. You know, there's no contest for superiority or power and all of that, because she knows her place. She knows there's strength in submission and all of that. You know, she would have mastered some of these key elements. And it starts with really knowing yourself. You know, if you know yourself, a madman comes to you and say you are mad, there'll be no basis to fight a madman who is calling you mad, because you know, really, between the two of you, you know who is mad. You know, and so But to respond to a madman, how can you say I'm mad? You are really mad and all that. So we have two mad people in action.
Well, there are some mad men that have normal clothes.
Yeah, I agree.
So that's the way I see it. I think maturity is not about an age limit or time frame. It's just about knowing yourself.
Okay, so we cannot leave business.
Okay.
Let's talk about money for a second, and let's deal with relationships. Women amongst women. Like, we have a lot of
You can see you guys are also laughing.
I know that's
You can see you guys are also laughing.
No, I mean no.
Okay.
The thing is that as long as some people can still do business and you can separate business from pleasure, when it comes to now relationship aspects, that's where we have the most issues. So let's first take friendships, like women being friends with other women. There's this thing I don't have male friends. All my friends are male. Like, there are good women friends and there are female friends. They backbite, they gossip, they do this one.
You said so.
I'm just saying, it's very common. People can count like 65 things that a fellow lady friend can do to you.
Yes.
And they prefer talking to men. They be like, men are confident, they are strong, they hold secrets, all those kind of things. Like,
But you see, in real terms, that's true. That's actually true.
Okay.
You don't have too many women. Again, it comes back to that understanding of emotions, understanding yourself, being matured enough. An average woman, if you tell her, if another woman tells another woman a secret, the day they fight, you will hear it on the street.
Yoruba thing.
Now, so the idea is this.
that's true.
So the idea is this. Because of what most women do, it becomes challenging for women to trust themselves because of what most women do. And when you wind back, it comes to some psychological and emotional issues. Let's start with the psychological side. Women technically have some measure of competition among themselves. You know, there is a competitiveness that is about women. You know, this lady wants to compete with that lady. You know, and somehow it's subconscious, but more often than not, you find out that an average lady wants to be in a situation where it looks like, where she does not look like she's inferior to another lady. You get it? And your life is really not equal in terms of you'll find somebody will be mentally endowed, you know, and so that person academically will be stronger than another person. And that doesn't mean that she's necessarily superior to those who are not, you know, academically strong. But you see, those who are not academically strong already feels this person is going to be feeling that she's superior. So already that the hatred will be there, you know, the reactions will be there. Many women are not first healthy internally. And that brings us back to how women are raised. Yeah, who raised you? How were you raised? If a woman is not raised by healthy and balanced parents or guardian, that woman will have a lot of esteem problem. And you know, many times esteem problem does not only show when people bow their head like cockroaches and feel. Sometimes it shows in the aggressive form, where you are feeling inferior, but you know the way to express is to try to say yes, I'm strong, and all that. And you know, people who are wise can actually see through. Certainly, I've seen some women like that. You can see that all of their strong masking and all of that, they just want to wear a persona, you know. All of that thing behind the smoke screen is somebody that is feeling inferior. You get what I'm saying now? And as long as that is there, because see, somehow you are essentially your thoughts. You know? And when the thought is not healthy, and that's why on this program we're going to be doing a lot about that, because I think that's where the problem, most of the problem is. People are raised by parents who probably have abused them, or parents who malhandle them, or parents who themselves are damaged. You get what I'm saying now? And a damaged parent will raise a damaged child. Do you get what I'm saying now? And so you find this child growing up chronologically in age, but emotionally, trapped in a mindset that is small.
Yeah.
And so that person now comes in contact with another person, another female, who probably have, so quote another quote, who have some advantages above her. Then she already feels, oh,
What's them?
yes.
The normal language is, what does she have? I don't know.
So you see that without, she has not done anything, the beefing in the start.
Yes, sir.
You know, and then worst of all for her, let her now have a boyfriend that seems to have some change and they don't have. Or maybe the boyfriend is handsome and you know, and then it becomes a problem. So what's she feeling like? How serious and all of that.
To not make it more interesting, this person I have peppered them.
Okay, that you have just added another major problem. You have also added another problem. Because again, many other women also have that problem because they too are not matured emotionally. There is a tendency to want to show off. Let me be honest with you, show off is actually a dangerous thing. Because it destroys the strength of a relationship. Maybe one of these things we are going to talk about it. Women show up, ladies show up, and all that. You know, whenever you show up, especially when you have something that looks like advantage, and you show off with it, you technically damage people that you are showing off to. In your mind, you think, oh yes, they are not going to see me on top. They are going to see me. The woman wears, tomorrow they will take for that party. The way I will show them. But the honest truth is that you would have ended up impressing nobody but yourself. What you would have succeeded at doing is raising more enemies. Raising more enemies in the sense that when you come with that attitude, you know, there's something about attitude. It's spread like perfume. Because as soon as you come into the environment, feeling like, yes, I've come to show them, they will take another. Somebody is perceiving that odor. Somebody is already saying, okay, she wants to show us something. And then they look at you from head to toe. Even though they're like, you know, that's why they say women do. But the spirit of the world. Sincerely, people who get a lot of that back as response, go and check. They themselves have inside them, they wanted to prepare people. You see, that's why I love the concept of the scriptures. Humility is key. Humility is a very strong virtue. And one of the strong things about humility is that you recognize that your strength must not be rubbed on the face of people with lower strength. And so when you come before people whose strength who do not have your strength, you bring yourself into a level where you make them feel comfortable. He or she is to be respected who has the capacity to make others feel great before him or her, even when he or she is great. Find out that if you find a woman who is humble enough, who can make other, even though she has all the power, she can make others feel honored, respected, valued, and all that. Even though she will still have some enemies here and there. No, of course, you know. But what you will find out is that the number will reduce. You know, she can't do without having people having issues with that, because you just have some people, no matter what you do, they just have issues with you. But I'm talking about the fact that if she is able to master herself enough to know that, okay, yes, I have power, and so what? I should be able to put my power under control. I should be able to make people feel honored and wanted around me and all that. She will handle more respect. So for me, in terms of relationship, I think it's, the conflict between women stem from that.
Sure.
And you know, and also view of I'm older, you are younger.
Oh dear Lord.
Yeah.
Yeah, auntie. You not call that auntie, you are a
I'm married, you are single.
How much
So
I got
it's
to
more
understand?
status.
Oh, thank you. I
Yeah.
think that's actually the expression.
So,
People use status to decide, how they want to feel and how they don't want to feel about something and all of that. And that's very dangerous when you look at it in the final analysis. Man, Tosin, it's good talking to the two of you today, chatting with you on PSO Chats with Ladies.
thank you.
I'm happy that you joined us today, and this is how we're going to be rolling from time to time. Maybe they want to talk to you before we leave.
Okay, I think you've heard a lot today, and one of the things we know is that it's important for women to be emotionally healthy and mature, and which is, I think, it's one of the topic we're going to handle, in subsequent episodes. But for today, I want you to know that being a woman and being emotional, it's not something bad. You can use it to your strength, and I think you should use your strength. But at the same time, you can work on it to become a better and best version of yourself. So just know that we believe in you, and we know that you don't have issues, and you're not a drama queen. We love you, and until next time on this same podcast, thank you so much. Have a great night.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.